Hey y'all, welcome back to InDFlix. Y'all, we have made it. It's finally here. The episode we've all been waiting for. Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 17. Casa Amor has officially arrived. And if you've watched Love Island before, you already know what that means. Loyalty is going to get tested, heads are going to turn, and people start making promises they absolutely cannot keep. And somehow, every single person walks into Casa saying, I'm staying loyal, only to be kissing somebody new by the end of the night. So before we get into this messy episode and talk about one of the biggest episodes of the season, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video and leave the comments down below because we have so much to get into. So right now, the villa's a little bit calm. We pick up the episode with Casey and Anaya having a conversation. You know, this was after Trinity had told Anaya about how Casey was the only guy that was voting to keep Soul and that he would have explored it if she would have stayed. So she addresses it. She's like, look, you would have kept Soul, which would have been what? Because she would have only been able to explore you. And you know what? I have to give Casey his props because he didn't back down. Like, he did take accountability. Yes, I voted for her to stay. And yes, if she would have stayed, we would probably be talking. I would explore that. I would pull her for chats. And of course, you know, Anaya, she is not feeling it. And I think Casey's starting to get to a point, y'all. I think he's starting to get to a point where, like, I'm tired of this back and forth. We keep, you know, we move and we progress, and then we get sent two steps backwards because you don't like the fact of me exploring, but that's what this show is for. You cannot be my only connection here. Eventually, yes, but how will I know that it's real if I don't explore somebody else? And I think Anaya needs to understand that. Like, I get it. She's very territorial, and I understand you invested time in this man, but no one also halted you from getting to know other people in there. You know, it didn't work out with Sincere. You guys kind of friend-zoned each other, but we haven't seen you really make a move on anybody else, especially the new bombshells. So it's not all Casey's fault. Anaya, you also have to play the game too. And she winds up telling him, like, you know, just do what you want. It's whatever. And he said, those aren't good words. And they're not, because once you tell me do whatever, I'm going to do whatever. And I don't want to see you crying about it because you push me away. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow your instruction. And she really just needs to do the same. Kenzie also has a conversation with Casey and Sincere just to discuss more about why they were considering getting rid of her. And, you know, Casey said you weren't really at the top of the list, but they were more just comparing her experience with Gabriel's. It's the same. Like, people came in new and they explored that or whatever. So I think she just needed some more clarification and wanted to clarify that she's not lustful like Gabriel, but girl, you aren't convincing us otherwise. Seriously. And I wish the guys would have said, like, I mean, Kenzie, they should have kept it all the way real. Like, you've been jumping pretty fast from guy to guy to guy. But the point is proven because just moments later, she's out on the dock with Corbin and telling him all this stuff she wants him to do. I want you to grab my face. I want you to kiss me. I want you to initiate all this, You know, I don't want to feel like I'm the only one, and I get it, but here's the point that's proven here. You know, like, you just said you're not lustful, but the only things that we hear you requesting from Corbin is initiating something physical to you. I have yet to see an in-depth conversation between the two. So I don't know. And honestly, in this conversation, I don't know if anybody else seen it, but Corbin looks about done with Kenzie. I don't know if he was playing this game so he could, you know, stay longer, but he looks like he might be absolutely done and over Kenzie. And I don't blame him. So remember on the last episode, Kayda was pulled by Caleb to have their own private conversation. So she goes back to her man, Zach, and they're talking about it. Zach was clearly jealous because he kept commenting how long their talk was, and he wanted to know if she was interested. And she didn't shut it down. She told Zach, like, look, I'm willing to have more conversations and talks with him because they both have an understanding of them being open. But I think Zach's jealousy is really going to get in the way of his relationship with Kayda because, he makes little snide comments like, oh, you're going to explore Caleb. I'm going to explore Melanie. And it's just like, you doing this for the tit for tat. And I think Zach was pressing, like I said in my last video, he was pressing for them to be really open in the event a bombshell was going to come in for him and he would have the green light to do it. But because Kayda got there first with a bombshell who's interested in her, he ain't feeling it. And that hurts, don't it? So you need to make up your mind, sir, on whether you want to be closed off and just be about Kayda or if you're going to be completely open. Because the jealousy thing is going to push somebody away. And then you could just tell because it's even in his behavior with her. Like, they're in the kitchen. She's trying to be all up on him, huggy and lovey-dovey and stuff like that. And he's just pushing her off to the side. And I'm like, oh, I need to talk to Bryce. And it's like, oh my God, can you please hop off of Bryce's meat for 5 seconds? You do not need to speak to Bryce. You don't. But he's like, you could literally see him physically like pushing Kayda off him. And, she's getting heated. And I understand it because what is going on? You know? So Kayda eventually walks off, and of course, Zach and Bryce are in each other's arms where they truly love to be. And producers, y'all are funny because y'all playing into what we talking about. I peep it. Like, we always see Zach and Bryce doing the most out of everybody in the villa, more than what they do with their own girls. But Bryce and Zach are off to the side. He's having a conversation with him, telling him, Kayda may be interested in Caleb, and he feels a little bit away about it and just nervous of it all. And Bryce don't care because Bryce wants you. And this whole conversation is dead. It truly is. So Kayla confronts him just again about his behavior and how he's acting. And they were able to clear things up. He's like, he's in his feelings. He's butthurt, but you can't be like pushing the whole I'm open. But when your partner is living out that openness, you got an issue with it. Get over it. For real, get over it. And I don't get over it because I actually want Zach to do whatever he needs to do to push Kayda into somebody else's arms because I'm tired of him. And then, of course, that night we have Kinsey, the person who isn't lustful at all. They called it French frying Corbin. Yeah, y'all see the photo. You see what she's clearly doing. You're not going to beat the allegations, sweetheart. You're not going to beat the lustful allegations because you just keep proving it over and over and over again. So we get into the next day, and this is when things start heating up, right? Zach is so petty. He does not make Kayda breakfast. Now, we all know in Love Island history, the girls get ready, the guys make breakfast. He did not make, Kayda was the only one that did not get breakfast. He tried to say, there's so many people in here. He didn't get to it. You get to it any other morning. So you lived up to your word from when you was mad at the girls for voting Gabriel out, that you wasn't going to make breakfast, and you lived up to that. Kayda noted. This is not okay. It's childish. It's petty. Leave him. He's giving you every reason to bounce. Take it. Anaya and Melanie have a conversation about her current status with Sincere. And we already know Melanie is very infatuated and head over heels for Sincere. Why? Y'all tell me in the comments. I don't know. Because I know she doesn't know fully what's been going on. She hasn't watched it back. But I caught a small clips of After Sun this past Saturday. And Soul said that her and Melanie have had conversations. But Melanie, you could do so much better. And she used to get on my nerves at the start of the season. But, once I realized Insincere is really the problem, She can do so much better. So much better. Anaya asks her too if they're closed off. And she doesn't fully say yes, but you know, they're getting to that point. And I just want to be like, no. Somebody say we need a movie night immediately. Like, and you know what? I feel like she's so far gone. Even a movie night not gonna change her mind. And I don't know if it's like deeply, oh, she really has feelings for this guy, or I'm trying to win this $100,000. You know? And if she does win the $100,000, I hope she keeps it for herself and don't give him a nickel. Because Sincere is going to keep sincere. And he's been quiet. That's because Soul left. But like I said earlier, this is the Casa Amor episode. So we going to know his true shell is going to break. So now it's time to get into the drama. The Islanders receive a text that they have a challenge, and it's the heart rate challenge. And in Island history, this is one of the big challenges where each Islander gets to dress up in a costume, and your goal is to raise everybody's heart rate. And then you get to see, you know, whose heart rate rose the most for whichever Islander. So obviously they're all excited. They're all practicing routines. They're all getting dressed. The girls are like really going far in on what they're going to do to the guys, and the guys vice versa. Like they're trying to, you know, boost the heart rates as well. So this is a really big challenge in Love Island history. But the twist that came with this challenge was something I was not expecting, because the way that they've done this has never done before. As the girls are getting ready, the boys get a text that they're leaving the villa and they are going to Casa Amor. And they are excited. Excited. And you know what? Hell yeah. Go ahead. Bye-bye. Because we was over y'all anyways. But you could just see the excitement not in Corbin. You could see the excitement in Caleb. You know, Bryce and Zach was like, eh. Sincere had a little bit of excitement. And Casey definitely excited. You know, this is about to change everything up, change this whole dynamic. The past few seasons, the history of Casa Amor and what it's done for the show has been chef's kiss. It has given what need to be gave. We are about to see a whole new set of people, not just the bombshells that are coming into Casa Amor, but how the original people are going to act with these bombshells without having the eyes of their counterpartner there. They get to be split up separately. Girls stay in the villa. The guys will be in a whole new villa, and they get to explore without having those eyes being watched on. And I feel like that's when you get to this moment in Casa Amor is the true test of your relationship. Can y'all withstand it? Can y'all get through it? Can we forgive? Can we forget? Or is it just time to move on? Those all get answered during Casa Amor. So the guys leave the villa, and again, the girls do not know, because whoever goes away to Casa Amor is done in privacy. So the other group doesn't know. So the girls actually walk out to a big present, and they all have thoughts like, is it bombshells in this big gift? Is it the guys in this gift? And then they sit down, and then that's when everything gets revealed. The gift opens up and it's a screen showing the guys at Casa Amor. And producers, you ate this one up. The fact that you separated them, which is to be expected, but usually the guys get their new set of girls and the girls get their new set of guys all at the same time, right? Not this time. They're actually going to have the girls watch the guys meet the new bombshells at Casa Amor. Messy. Capital M, exclamation point. Producers did what needed to be done to shake this season up, because I was falling asleep. I'm not going to lie. Nothing was happening. This is about to turn upside down. This is going to be bad. And the worst part about it, the guys don't even know the girls are going to be watching them. They don't know the girls have a TV screen and is going to watch everything that they do. So imagine going into this thinking, oh, I don't have no eyes on me. I'm about to go full throttle. Meanwhile, the girls are just across the way watching every little thing you do. So the guys are set and ready to meet their new bombshells, and these new bombshells are going to come in their own costumes and do what the other OG girls was expecting to do. So let's get into who our new ladies are. First, we have Jaden, who's 22 from California, and she's a recent Arizona State graduate, and she's given like the girl next door. I couldn't really tell from when she first came out who she was mostly interested in. I could see maybe Corbin going after her, possibly Zach. But she's tall, she was tall, cute, a little funky. So we'll see what she has to bring to the villa. Then we had Tiara, who is 25 from Inglewood, California. She's currently a nanny, and she already had her eyes on Casey. She immediately came in there like, look, I want Casey, and Casey might want her. And honestly, a lot of the guys was looking at Tiara. Tiara's cute. She's a really cute girl. But Anaya, baby girl, I don't know. You might have been right about losing your man to this whole situation, because the way him and Tiara was getting down, yeah, I definitely could see something happening here. Then we have Amora, who's 21 from Miami, but she now currently lives in Atlanta. I believe she's a fashion marketing student, and she's also very, very cute. I don't know who she has her eyes on, but who I can see her connecting with. I can see her connecting with KC and possibly maybe even Sincere. I don't know. I don't know. Or even Corbin, too. Amora's fine. She's a cute girl. So I like that, outside of Tierra, a lot of these girls, they're open to exploring all the guys. And the guys, each girl that comes out, drooling. We also have Permita. I probably pronounced that wrong. She's originally from Iran, but she stays in Texas. And she just gives that mature, confident woman, right? She walked into Casa Amor with a lot of confidence and immediately turned heads. And as soon as I seen her, I was like, oh, she probably can pull either one of these men, honestly. But I think the one that's really going to be on top of her is either Caleb or Corbin. It's going to be between those two. So, I don't know. Kenzie, you might have lost your man. Your lustfulness it's probably going to wear out with Corbin. We also have Sydney, who's 25 from Florida. She's a cardiology medical assistant, which we love a black woman in a career. And she also came in immediately with confidence, and I could tell she probably won't be intimidated by the OG couples. And she gave her all. She came in this like really skimpy bathing suit as a race car driver, and she was throwing that back. She was throwing it back on these men, and they was catching it. The only person I know that could not handle it is Bryce. I think she even bit down on his tongue or his lips. So I'm like, girl, I know he can't kiss, but can you not kiss either? I don't know. But she's also a very, very cute girl. They had some good pickings. And lastly, we have Alana, who is 21 from Miami, but lives in Los Angeles, and she's a film student. Um, Yeah, we're not going to spend too much time on this because I don't know. I'll be able to tell on the next episode, but she might be getting kicked out because one, I thought it was really weird that she went all out on Caleb. She went all on Bryce. She went all out on Zach. But when it came to the POCs, KC, Corbin, and Sincere, she didn't really do much for them. And then we later learn on social media that a video is now out of her rapping a song with the N word. So just as quick as she came onto this episode, we most likely won't see her on the next one. So the girls are watching all of these new introductions of the bombshells, and they're not happy. KC went full force. He didn't hold nothing back, and I didn't expect him to because he's been holding back for the longest with Anaya. So I think this was like a breath of fresh air for him, where he doesn't have to feel like he has to walk on eggshells or on his toes around Anaya, and he could actually just do what he wants. Because I'm not going to give as much heat to KC like other people are, because KC has been very honest with her about who he's been interested in and wanting to explore. And he told her that from the beginning when it even came to Soul. Like, he told her from day one, yeah, I would probably pull her for chats and stuff like that. And it turned into this big issue. So, I'm kind of happy to see KC do what he's going to do. I don't have no ill feelings towards him. But he definitely went full force with meeting these new bombshells. Corbin was another one that did not take any hesitation. He even made a comment that he's coming back to the villa with someone new. So, Kenzie, I think that's it. That's a wrap. Because Corbin is now the new lustful one in the villa, okay? He looked at each of these girls and was like, yes, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need parts of everything. And of course, it's getting Kenzie upset, but like, girl, what did you think was going to happen when all y'all have been since y'all met is physical? Y'all had no foundation besides something sexual. So this doesn't surprise me. I wasn't even shocked on how he reacted. And I know he's going to come back with someone. Now, one of the girls I do feel like is going to come back is Tiara. Now, I don't know if she's going to come back with KC or Sincere, because she has made it known that she really wants KC. She has eyes on KC. But Sincere also made comments about her too. And I don't know what it's about, KC and Sincere sharing women. Like, first it was Soul and now it might be Tiara. But hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm ready to see more of her personality. She seems like a cute girl. It's going to be fun. So of course, the girls are going to do what they need to do to keep their spirits high about the situation, because they did not get any new bombshells during this episode. It was just the guys that got bombshells, so the girls felt slighted. But Melanie, tried to cheer them up and just let them know, like, look, we're not about to stress about this, because this will be a test and telling us what these guys are about, if they're truly for us or not. And she's right. Like, this Casa Amor is like the ultimate test of all bombshells, and if your person finds a connection with someone else and feels like that connection is strong enough to bring them back to the villa, that tells you all you need to know, right? But in my opinion, out of all the guys, and maybe Bryce too, but I really sincerely think Sincere is not going to come back with somebody. I think he's going to play into it now, but I don't know. I could just see him doing the same thing he did with Soul, leading a girl on in Casa Amor, and then coming back to Melanie like, oh, no, it's always been you. And even the simple fact that why the girl called him Lord Farquaad is crazy. Crazy. Like, she walked up to that man in his face and called him Lord Farquaad from Shrek. If you don't know who that is, Google it now and tell me what you think in the comments below. That was crazy, but she still gave him a little lap dance. So I don't know. I don't think any of the girls, because remember, these bombshells, I believe they also get to watch these episodes along with us. So they already have some type of idea of how Sincere is. So that's why I'm like, he might just play into it and have his fun, but I don't genuinely think he's going to bring somebody back to the villa. So the episode just ends with Kayda and Kenzie just screaming F you, loud enough for them to hear over in Casa Amor. The girls are looking around like, what is going on? That's a little bit scary. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Relax. Y'all about to have y'all fun, because for the first time ever, producers are like, all right, we gave the boys an even amount of girls. Let's double it. The girls are about to get 12 new bombshells coming in on the next episode. Y'all finna have 12 men in that house to yourselves. Child, they not gonna know how to act. They about to do the most. And now they have plenty of pickings. And I don't know, maybe it's producers telling, listening to everybody out here, because we've been saying we need to get rid of a lot of people on this freaking island. So producers are, you know what? Throw all them bombshells out there. Throw all the male bombshells we got in the hotel out there. Let's redo this cast for the short amount of weeks that we have. And look, I am here for it. Those are all my thoughts on this episode, y'all. Whew, it's crazy. This is going to be a wild one, Casa Amor. Y'all let me know down below. Who y'all think is going to be the most loyal during this whole separation? Do you think Zach will make it back to Kayda? And which boy do you think is most likely to fold first? Any couples have the best chance of surviving Casa Amor? We got to see, because, we got Casa Amor all week, and I am so ready to see all the exploring that is about to happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the InDFlix family, because we're covering every twist, every recoupling, and every messy Casa Amor moment. I'll see you guys in the next one.